Hello children. So today I am going to explain about the equation of wave velocity and equation of particle velocity and as well as relation between them. After that, velocity of the transverse wave. These are the today topic. So to derive the relation between the wave velocity and particle velocity, first of all I am going to derive the formula for wave velocity and particle velocity. So for that purpose, so let us consider these are some medium particles, and in this medium particle let us consider this is the first particle or origin particle. So at this origin particle, when I disturb, what happened? These particles undergo the simple harmonic motion. Due to that, disturbance is created. The disturbance will be travel along this direction with velocity v suffix w. Here v suffix w is nothing but what? Velocity of the wave. V suffix w is nothing but velocity of the wave. Velocity of wave. So now when this wave is traveling, so all the particles of the medium is also undergo the simple harmonic motion. Now when the wave is propagating through this medium, so this wave has some propagation constant. Let us consider that will be the k. So what is k here? Wave propagation constant. Wave propagation constant. So what is the formula for wave propagation constant? That is formula is k is equal to 2 pi by lambda. Here lambda means what? Wavelength. Lambda is nothing but what? Wavelength. When the particle complete one vibration, so then it can produce one wave. So the distance traveled by the wave in one time period will be known as what? Wavelength. Now these are the two particles which are in the same phase. The distance between them will be considered how much? Lambda. So lambda is nothing but here wavelength of the wave. And as well as this wave has some frequency. So what is the frequency of the vibrating particle as well as that is also same as the frequency of the wave. Let us consider the frequency of the wave is n. N is nothing but frequency of wave. And consider, so this is the omega, nothing but when the wave is traveling through medium, so it has some angular frequency. So that angular frequency or angular velocity. So this omega is nothing but angular frequency. Angular frequency, or it may be called as angular velocity. So what is the formula for angular velocity or angular frequency? Omega equal to 2 pi times of frequency of the wave. So now what is wave velocity? This is the wave velocity. I am going to the wave velocity means nothing but what? So the distance travelled by the wave in a particular time, or so the displacement of the wave per unit time. So first of all I am going to derive the formula for wave velocity. So you know the wave velocity, that is nothing but v suffix w and frequency and wavelength. Already in the previous class, so I gave a relation between the wave velocity and frequency and wavelength. What is that? V is equal to n lambda. Here V means velocity of the wave. Here what is the velocity of the wave? V suffix w. N means what? Frequency. Lambda means what? Wavelength. So after writing this formula, so now on the right side of the equation I am dividing and multiply with 2 pi. So when the equation is divided and multiplied with some value, that the equation cannot be changed. Remember it. So what I am doing on the right side of this equation, so dividing and multiply with 2 pi, now it will be changes. But the original equation cannot be changed. So velocity of the wave equal to, I am rearranging. So 2 pi n into lambda by 2 pi. I am writing like this equation. So but here 2 pi n means what? Already you wrote. What is the omega? Omega means what? 2 pi n. What in the place of 2 pi n I am writing omega, angular frequency. So lambda by 2 pi. So k is equal to 2 pi by lambda. Lambda by 2 pi means what? 1 by k. 1 by k. So that's why what is the formula for wave velocity? Wave velocity is equal to, so angular frequency by propagation constant. When a wave is traveling through medium, the propagation constant cannot be changes. So angular frequency cannot be changes. So due to that, the speed of the wave is also cannot be changes. That's why in a medium, when the wave is traveling, it can travel through constant speed. So this is the formula of wave speed or wave velocity. Let us consider this is equation 1. So what is the formula for wave velocity? Omega by k. Omega means angular frequency, k means propagation constant. So this wave velocity depend upon these two factors, but these two factors cannot be changes when the wave is propagating through medium. For every medium, this omega and k will be changes. When the medium changes, velocity is also changes. Now come to the particle velocity. So now when the wave is traveling through medium, so the medium particles undergo the simple harmonic motion. Already in the previous class I explained. So now what is the, and nothing but when the wave velocity is in this direction, but the particle velocity is in the y-axis. For example, let us consider the wave is traveling along the positive x-axis and the medium particles will be vibrate along the y-axis. And the medium particle starts from mean position and they will vibrate about the to and fro motion. But what is the direction? This is a y direction. And in this direction, what is there? Particle velocity. This is the direction of the particle velocity, up and down. That may be from mean position upward, sometimes the mean position downward. But what is the direction of velocity? This is the direction of velocity. So now to find the particle velocity, so I am taking one particle. This is considered one particle P. So now consider it is at a distance x from the origin. Now at a particular time it will be make some displacement y. Now what is the displacement of this particle at a particular time in terms of x? That is known as the displacement of the particle. So that's what is the displacement of the particle? So displacement of particle. Displacement of particle. So what is the formula? That is y equal to a sin omega t minus kx. Here a means amplitude, omega means angular frequency of the wave or angular frequency of the particle, both will the same. So k means k is the position of the particle from the origin where the wave is started. T means at what time we are finding the displacement, that time. So now come to the particle velocity. Particle velocity is nothing but what? Rate of change of displacement of the particle, and when the displacement of the particle is differentiated with respect to time, we get the velocity of the particle. So here dy by dt means what? Rate of change of displacement of particle. Displacement of particle. And when this displacement is differentiated with respect to time, then you get the particle velocity. So here v means velocity. So d by dt and the rate of change of time with respect to displacement. What is y here? A sin omega t minus kx. So you have to know here mathematics background, differentiation. So in the differentiation, so there are formulas. So I am going to explain it. For example, a sine function is there. A sine function is in the form of ax minus by is there. This is a sine function. So when the sine function is a variable of x and y, but the a and b are here constant. When this function is differentiated with respect to x, so we get this form, we get this value. So now d by dx of sine ax minus by, and now the sine function is differentiated with respect to x, but remaining are constant. Then the formula become, so a, so we are differentiating with respect to x. That's why before x what is there? A is there, right? A. And when we are differentiating the sine function converted into cos function, cos. So right, as this remaining thing, ax minus by. So d by dx of sine ax minus by formula is a cos ax minus by. So but here what is there? So in the place of a, omega is there, in the place of b, x is there, in the place of x, t is there, in the place of y, x is there. But now here we are differentiating with respect to time. So here a is constant. Constant cannot be differentiated. Remember, only variables. So v equal to, so by d by dt of a sin omega t minus kx become a is a constant right outside. So what is the sin omega t minus kx? This sin is a function of time and position, but at this particular time position is not changing. That's why k is constant, x is constant, omega is constant, which is changing only time. So that's why in front of time what is there? Omega, and sin will be converted into cos omega t minus kx. So now this is called into particle velocity. Particle velocity means what? Dy by dt. So dy by dt or particle velocity. So what is the particle velocity? This is the particle velocity formula. Now consider this equation 2. So this is the formula for wave velocity and this is the formula for particle velocity. I am going to derive the relation between these two. So now so far I explained about the wave velocity and particle velocity. Now I am going to derive the relation between the particle velocity and wave velocity. So for that purpose, so now I am going to find the slope of this graph. Slope of this graph. So this is graph is in terms of x and y. So that's why the slope of the graph means what? Dy by dx. Dy by dx. Slope of the displacement of the wave. Slope of the displacement curve of a wave. So here slope. Slope of displacement curve. So what is the slope of displacement of curve? On x axis x variable, on y axis y variable. That's why dy by dx. Dy by dx. This is called slope of the curve. Called dy by dx. So what is y here? Y is nothing but a sin omega t minus kx. Called d by dx of y means a sin omega t minus kx. A sin omega t minus kx. Now this time, so this displacement of the particle can be differentiated with respect to x, not with respect to time. So that's why we have to differentiate x, not time. That's why here omega will be constant and t will be constant and a is also constant. And k is constant, only which is changing? X is changing. Dy by dx is equal to, so a is a constant, that's why take a will be outside. Now the sign is differentiating with respect to x, that's why in front of x what is there? Minus k, right? Minus k outside, and this sign will be converted into cos and right remaining as this omega t minus kx. So now when this a sin omega t minus kx is differentiated with respect to x, now it become to a minus k cos omega t minus kx. This can be give the slope of this curve. Slope of this curve. So it will be also nothing but, first of all here we are differentiated with respect to x. That's why it will become, for example, in the place of y is there, x is there. That's why when it is differentiated with respect to y, what we get? So in the place of, before y, what is there? Minus b. Minus b. Sin become cos and remaining will be as this. So these are the shortcut I am saying to understand. So next, this is the slope of the displacement curve of the wave. Now consider this equation 3. This is the wave velocity, this is the particle velocity, this is the slope of the displacement of the wave or the slope of the displacement curve. So now I am dividing the equation 2 by equation 3. Dividing equation 2 with equation 3. So what is equation 2? So this is v equal to a omega cos omega t minus kx. So divided by, what is equation 3? dy by dx equal to, what is there on right hand side? a minus a k cos omega t minus kx. On left hand side, these are the variables, these are the values, and right side that are the values. So now in this equation, which are cancelled? A will be cancelled, cos omega t minus kx, cos omega t minus kx will be cancelled. What remains here? So particle velocity, this is called the particle velocity. Remember, this is P means particle velocity. So particle velocity by dy by dx, slope of the curve, equal to minus is there, omega by k. But omega by k is nothing but what? Wave velocity from equation 1. So that's why velocity of the particle divided by slope of the curve equal to minus into velocity of the wave. So this is the relation between the wave velocity and particle velocity. So when we do cross product, velocity of the particle equal to minus into dy by dx into velocity of the wave. So this is the relation between the particle velocity and wave velocity. So particle velocity equal to slope of the curve into velocity of the particle. This is the information about the wave velocity and particle velocity. And next I am going to derive the equation of the transverse wave. Equation of the velocity of the transverse wave. So what is a transverse wave? Already explained. Transverse wave is a wave in which the vibration of the particles are perpendicular to direction of propagation of wave. So we are going to derive the formula for velocity of transverse wave. Velocity of transverse. Velocity of transverse wave, which is produced along the string. So third purpose. So let us consider. So this is a string. This is a string of length L. So what is the length of string? Length of string will be considered L. Now every string having some linear density. Linear density means what? So if the length is changing, mass is also changes. So that's why the mass per unit length will be called as the linear density. So linear density. So linear density means what? Mass by length. So linear density is represented with the letter mu. So mu can be measured in kilogram per meter. Kilogram by meter. So this mu is called the linear density. So now when it is fixed between the two rigid support, by stretching the string, when it is fixed between the two rigid support, then what happens? Some tension is created, some force is developed along the string. So that force will be known as here tension. So the tension in the string will be considered T. The tension in the string will be considered T here. So now when I plucked perpendicular to its length, ante ee teegani ilani ganaka meet an anukondi madhyalo. So then what happened? From one end a wave is produced. That wave is called transverse wave, generated from end, and it can be moved to the other end. So when it is produced from one end and moving to other end, it can be moved with some velocity. That velocity is considered v. So v is nothing but what? Velocity of wave. Which wave? Transverse wave here. So now when the wave is traveling along the string, to find the velocity, so now I am taking, and at a particular position the string will be like this. The string will be coming to this shape. Now at a particular time I am taking this segment of the wire. So this part of the segment of the wire, that will be considered AB. Having how much length? DL. The total length will be L, but the segment length will be considered how much? L. So now I am writing here in a bigger form. Now consider, so this is the segment of the part segment. Which segment? AB segment. This is A and this is the B. It has how much length? The total length of this AB will be considered DL. Now it is in which form? It will be look like a arc. It will be look like a arc. So now by taking this arc, when I draw the circle, you get a circle. But so some tension is developed in the string. So the tension at any point can be explained with help of the tangent. So that's why at this point, when I draw the tangent, the tangent will be like this. So now in this direction, at point A, the tension will be act like this, resultant tension. And at this point B, so when I draw the tangent, so now this is the direction of the tangent. So this is a point A. At the point A, the tension will be acting in this direction. This is the tension direction at point B. And nothing but, so the left side of the segment will be pull the particle A in this direction. So the right side segment of the wire will be pull the B particle in the downward direction. Due to that, all the particles on this segment will be move in a which motion? Circular motion. They will be try to come into which motion? Circular motion. That's why I am making a circle. Now consider the center of the circle is here. Now the radius of the arc become R. Now consider this is the radius of the arc. And because of this pulling of the tension, so the left side of the wire will be pulled in this direction. The right side of the string will be pulled in this direction. Due to that, the particle which are on the string will be try to come in which motion? Circular motion. That's why they will be experiencing a centripetal force towards the center. Now consider this segment will be make how much angle? Some angle. So that angle will be considered 2 theta. You can also take theta, but for calculation purpose and to make the calculation easy, I am taking 2 theta. This total angle is 2 theta. Now when the segment is or this arc is divided into, when it is divided into 2 parts, now this part is make how much angle? Theta. So this part is also make how much angle? Theta. So after that, I am dividing this tension into 2 perpendicular components along horizontal and along vertical, because the tension is a vector. Any vector can be resolved into 2 components. But to resolve the tension into 2 components, so we have to know the direction, or we have to know the angle made with horizontal or vertical. So to that purpose, what is there here? Theta is there. So that's why when I draw a perpendicular line, so now it is make how much angle? So this is a theta angle. This is a theta. This is also theta. What about this one? This become 90 minus theta. Now you know that this tension is making how much angle for this line in this direction, vertical direction, 90 minus theta. That's why now you can resolve this tension into 2 components. One is at the vertical direction, another one is the horizontal, and one is along the string, and another one is the perpendicular to the string. This is along the string, and this is the perpendicular to the string. Now, so the force which is making with some angle in what direction? In that direction you get the cos, and the perpendicular direction you get the sine. For example, if F is a force is there, now it is making theta for this direction. When force is resolved into 2 components, so now this component become cos theta and this component become sine theta. In this way, here the tension is making 90 minus theta with this direction. But in this direction, which component will become cos theta? That's why it become T cos 90 minus theta. But cos 90 minus theta is nothing but what? T sin theta. Cos 90 minus theta is nothing but T sin theta. The T sin theta will act downward. Now in this direction, who will be act? T cos theta. How the T cos theta? Actually it is a T sin 90 minus theta component. T sin 90 minus theta component become T cos theta. Sin 90 minus theta become cos theta. And now this horizontal is cos theta, vertically T sin theta. Now in the same way, So in this way, when this T is resolved into two vertical components, one is along vertical, another one is along horizontal. So now in this direction what you get, T sin theta, in this direction T cos theta. So following the same rule here is also. Now here become theta, so this is also theta, and now this also theta. In that way. So now it is T cos theta, it is the T sin theta. So now if you observe these two T cos theta components, so this T cos theta is acting at point A, this is the T cos theta acting at point B, but these are the tension forces, they are acting equally magnitude but opposite direction. That's why the net force become 0 on this segment. But there is a only downward pull, net force will be act. What is that? T sin theta, T sin theta. That's why what is the net force acting on this total segment of the wire? Net force acting on the segment. What is the T sin theta plus T sin theta? T sin theta plus T sin theta. So totally what is the total? 2 T sin theta. This is the net force. But here what is the force here? The right side part is pulling in this way, and the left side part is pulling the segment in this direction, and right side part of the wire will be pulling the segment in this direction. Due to that, the particle which are on the segment will be try to come into which motion? Which motion? Circular motion. That's why the force experienced by all the particle is nothing but centripetal force here. That's why what is the formula for centripetal force? mv square by r. And this total part of the segment will be try to move in which type of motion? Circular motion. That's why mv square by r. Here the net force is nothing but centripetal force is equal to 2t sin theta. But here the theta is very small. So that's why when theta is small, the sin theta is taken as theta. When theta is small, so the sin theta can be taken as what? Theta. So that's why here 2 theta. So what is m here? M means, so the mass of the total segment from A to B. The mass of the total segment. But how we can calculate? How we can calculate? You know the linear density. Linear density means what? The mass per unit length. And per unit length, the mass is mu. And for 1 meter, what is the linear density? Mu. But this segment has how much length? dl length. So for dl length, what is the mass? We consider that mass is m here. That's why m. So how we can find? By doing the cross product. Got m into 1 equal to mu dl. So this is the mass of this segment of the wire. Now substitute here. M means mu dl v square by r equal to, what is that? 2 theta. So 2t into theta. I am rearranging t into t theta. It can be also written as t into 2 theta. But in the mathematics, in the 7th class, you learned something. So what is that? This is the arc and this is the radius. This is the radius arc. Sorry, forget. This is the radius arc. This is also radius arc. This is the length of the arc. This is the radius. It is totally make how much angle? 2 theta. So in the 7th class, you studied that. For example, this is a circle. So now consider this is the radius arc and this is the arc. If this arc making how much angle here? 2 theta. What is the length of arc here? dl. There is relation between this A point and this is the B point. This is a 2 theta. So the length of arc equal to radius into angle. What is the relation between the length of the arc and radius and angle? Length of arc. What is the length of arc? dl equal to, what is the relation? Radius into angle. Radius is r, angle is what? 2 theta. This is the relation between the length of arc, radius of the circle and angle. Now dl is equal to r 2 theta. So from this one 2 theta is equal to dl by r. Now substitute in this equation. So what you get? Mu dl v square by r equal to t into 2 theta. 2 theta means dl by r. Now which is cancel? RR cancel. So this DL line, this DL will be cancelled. What is here? Mu V square equal to tension. The sum product of linear density of the wave. So square of the velocity of the wave equal to tension developed in the string. So that's why V square equal to, what is the formula? T by mu. When square root is applied on both sides, what you get? You get the V is equal to square root of T by mu. This root is total for T and mu. So now this is the velocity of the transversive. This is very important formula we have to use in this lesson. So this is very important formula. Remember, velocity of the transversive is equal to square root of tension of the string divided by linear density. Linear density, or sometimes it may be called as linear mass. Nu is also called as linear mass. So linear mass is nothing but mass by length. This is not ordinary mass. This is a linear mass. It is measured per kilogram per meter. So now this is about the velocity of the transversive. This is a today class.